Hello, and welcome back to Ayana Wellness, forever blooming through movement and sound. My name is Kelsey, and I hope you are ready to get all twisted up with me. Just remember, you should modify your Vinyasa flows to avoid any pain or overexertion. So if your plank is starting to put too much pressure on your wrists, just drop to your forearms or to your knees. Please listen to your body, honor your intuition, and let's get moving. Starting standing at the top of your mat, hands at heart center, and setting an intention for your practice. And engaging your Ujjayi breath. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, folding forward, hinging at the hips. Inhaling up halfway to a flat back. Exhaling your hands to the mat, stepping back to plank or to your knees, bending the elbows, chaturanga, tucking the toes to extend to up dog, and lifting your hips up and back to our downward dog. You can bend your knees on this first down dog, reaching your chest to your thighs, spreading your fingertips wide, relaxing the neck, breathing deeply. Inhaling, stepping in between your hands, coming up halfway. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, twisting, opening the arms up to the left. Inhaling, arms up to center. Exhale, twisting, opening arms up to the right. Inhaling, arms up, and exhale, folding forward. Inhaling up halfway. Exhaling the hands to the mat, stepping back to plank or lowering to your knees. Going down through your vinyasa with any modifications you need. And maybe pedaling at your feet in this down dog, reaching your heels towards the mat. Breathing deeply through the nose. And inhaling, stepping in between your hands, coming up halfway. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, twisting, opening to the left. Inhaling up to center. Exhale, twisting to the right. Inhaling to center. Exhale, folding forward, Uttanasana. Relaxing the neck. Inhaling up halfway. Exhaling the hands down, stepping back and going through your vinyasa. Keeping your elbows close to the side body. And we'll meet in our down dog. Breathing deeply. One more deep breath. And inhaling, stepping in between the hands, coming up halfway. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhaling for a slight back bend. Inhaling up, twisting to the left side. Inhaling to center, twisting to the right. Inhaling to center, exhale, folding forward. Inhaling up halfway to a flat back. Exhaling the hands to the mat, stepping back, going through your vinyasa. Keeping your awareness on the breath through the nose. And breathing deeply in your downward dog. And starting to shift your weight from the left to the right side. Feeling the pressure in each shoulder. Coming back to center, inhaling the right leg up. Exhaling it in between the hands. Pointing the toes forward in 2 lanes. And rising up the right arm, looking up at your fingers. Putting most of your weight in your feet here. Breathing into your belly. And lowering that hand. Stepping back to plank and going through your vinyasa. And from your downward dog, inhaling the left leg up, exhaling it in between the hands, pointing the toes forward, bringing the right hand to the center of the mat, inhaling the left arm up, and looking up at those fingers. Remember, putting most of the weight in the feet, opening the upper chest. And lowering the hand to the mat, stepping back, and vinyasa. And from our downward dog, inhaling the right leg up, and stepping it in between the hands, pointing the toes forward, and rising up the torso and arms overhead. Engaging the back leg. And opening the arms up, twisting to the right side. Keeping the back leg engaged. Trying to straighten the spine. And cartwheeling the hands down to the mat, stepping back to plank and vinyasa. Meeting in our down dog. And inhaling the left leg up. Stepping it in between the hands, pointing the toes forward. And rising up the torso and arms overhead. Squaring the hips, relaxing the shoulders, but engaging that back leg. And opening the arms, twisting to the left side. Engaging all the fingers. Cartwheeling the hands to the mat. Stepping back to plank, going through your vinyasa. Meeting back in our down dog. Reconnecting with your breath. Inhaling, stepping in between the hands, coming up halfway. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, bending the knees, tucking the tailbone under for chair pose, looking up at the fingers if that feels okay for your neck. Most of the weight is in the heels here. And bringing hands to heart center. And twisting to the right side, placing tricep on thigh, pushing the hands together, making sure the knees are still touching and that one's not in front of the other. Keep pushing the palms together to deepen the twist. And inhaling, arms up and straightening the legs. Exhale, folding forward. Grabbing behind your legs. Releasing the neck. And then bending the left leg, placing your left hand on your right foot and reaching the right hand up to the ceiling, looking at your fingers. Keep breathing deeply. Reaching up. Exhaling, lowering the right hand to the mat, folding forward. Inhaling up halfway to our flat back. Barely hovering your fingers over your shin. And we'll do some standing cat-cows. Inhale, rounding the spine. Exhale, arching. Inhale, rounding. Exhale, arching. Inhale, rounding. Exhale, arching. And coming back to neutral, flat back. And lowering your hands to the mat, stepping back and going through your vinyasa. Meeting back in our down dog. And stepping both feet in between the hands, coming up halfway. Exhale, folding forward. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, bending the knees, tucking the tailbone under. Bringing the weight into the heels. Breathing deeply. And placing hands at heart center. Twisting to the left side, placing tricep on thigh, making sure the knees are even. Pushing the palms together. Staying with your breath. Try to release any tension you're holding in your face muscles. And inhaling the arms back up to chair pose, straightening the legs. Exhale, folding forward. Releasing the neck. Maybe grabbing behind the legs. And bending the right leg, placing the right hand on the left foot, inhaling the left arm up, looking at those left fingers. Keep reaching up with the left arm. Breathing into the twist. Exhaling, lowering your hands to the mat. Coming up halfway to a flat back. Inhale, rounding the spine. Exhale, arching. Inhale, rounding. Exhale, arching. Inhale, rounding. And exhale, arching. Coming back to flat back. Pushing your toes down into the mat. Exhale, lowering your hands to the mat, stepping back to vinyasa. Coming back to our down dog. And walking your hands back to meet the feet, hands on hips, slowly rising up the torso to stand. Bringing your weight into your right foot as you slowly lift up the left knee, holding on to the knee with the opposite hand. Finding your balance here. Inhaling the left arm up and opening it to the side, twisting to the left. Breathing deeply. Lowering the left hand and the left leg down, and then bring the left leg up behind you, hands on hips. Maybe the big toe is on the mat, maybe it's a couple inches above the mat. Bringing the elbows back to open the upper chest. And lowering that left foot to the mat. Maybe widening the stance, squaring the hips, straightening both legs, folding forward halfway. Exhale, releasing your left hand to the mat and your right arm up to the ceiling, looking up at the right hand. And lowering the right hand back to the mat. Coming back to plank and lowering down through your vinyasa. And from our down dog, starting to walk the hands back to the feet, hands on hips, rising the torso up. Now bringing your weight into your left foot, bringing up the right knee and holding onto it with the left hand. Inhaling, opening the right arm up, twisting to the right. Inhaling the right arm up, lowering the right foot and bringing it up behind you, hands on hips. Bringing the elbows back, keeping that right leg lifted behind you, or maybe the big toes still on the mat. And lowering that foot down, widening the stance so you can fold forward halfway. Both legs are straight, toes pointing forward. Exhaling your right hand to the mat and inhaling the left arm up, looking at those fingers. Breathing deeply, enjoying the twist. And lowering that hand to the mat, stepping back to plank and going through your vinyasa. Inhaling the right leg up, exhaling it in between the hands and turning to face the long way of your mat. Hands on hips as you rise your torso. Then pointing the toes outward 45 degrees, bringing arms up to cactus, and bending your knees, lowering down to goddess pose. Keeping the elbows reaching backward. Tucking the tailbone under. And inhaling, straightening the legs, hands on hips, pointing the toes forward. And exhale, folding forward halfway. And releasing the right hand down to the mat. Inhaling the left arm up to the ceiling, breathing into the twist. Exhale, lowering that hand. Inhaling up the right arm, looking at those fingers. Deep breaths. And lowering that hand back down. Folding forward as much as feels good to you. And bringing your hands to the top of the mat, going down through your vinyasa. And we'll meet in our down dog. Reconnecting with your intention and your breath. And then meeting in a seated position with legs extended out in front. Bending the left leg in. Inhaling the arms up over the right leg and folding forward over it, keeping it engaged. First, reaching the chin to the toes. And then exhaling, releasing the head down. Inhaling the arms up. Hands behind your back as you cross your right leg over the left and bring the left arm to the right thigh, twisting. Using your left hand to deepen the twist, pushing into your leg. And slowly untwisting. Bringing both feet to touch in butterfly. Straightening the spine and folding forward, but keeping that lower back straight. And inhaling back up. And extending the left leg out long, keeping the right leg bent in. Inhaling, arms up. Exhale, folding forward, reaching chin to toes. Engaging the left leg. And releasing the head down. Breathing deeply. Inhaling the arms up and placing them behind you to cross the left leg over the right and bring the right arm to the left thigh, twisting. Using that right arm to deepen the twist, pushing into your leg. And slowly releasing the twist. Bringing feet to touch, back to butterfly and folding forward, keeping the low back straight. Inhaling the torso up, crossing your legs, hands at the top of your mat, stepping back and going through your vinyasa. Meeting in our down dog. Lowering down to your knees, coming to our all fours position, wrists under shoulders, and extending the right leg behind you and the left arm in front. Keeping the abs tucked in, pointing or flexing your back foot. And slowly bending the back leg and reaching back with that left hand, maybe to touch the foot, maybe just reaching backward. If you can, grab your foot kicking into the arm, opening the upper chest. And releasing the foot. Inhaling the left arm up and exhale, threading the needle, placing the head on the mat, and using your right arm, pushing your hand into your mat to deepen the twist. Pushing down with that right hand to come back to your all four position. And inhaling the left leg behind you and the right arm out in front, engaging the whole back leg through to your toes, keeping your abs tucked in. And start to bend the back leg and reach backward with the right arm, maybe to touch the foot. Opening the upper chest. Slowly releasing the foot, inhaling the right arm up, exhale, threading the needle through, placing your head on the mat, pushing down with the left palm to deepen your twist. Breathing deeply. And coming back to all fours, pushing to plank, going down through your vinyasa. Meeting in our down dog. Coming forward to plank position and bringing your right hand to the center of the mat, lifting the left arm up, maybe lowering the right knee to the mat. Otherwise, keeping both legs extended. And you have the option to lift that left leg up, engaging through the outer edge of your right foot. And then maybe bring that left foot back, reaching backward with your left arm in Wild Thing. And slowly bringing that foot back and that hand back to the mat, back to plank. Bringing the left hand to the center, extending the right hand up. Remember, you can lower down to your left knee, or you can lift your right foot up. And maybe bringing that right foot out behind you, extending that right arm up behind you, looking at the fingers. And bringing it back to plank. And going down through your vinyasa. Meeting back in our down dog. Feeling how your body has opened up so far. And we'll meet in a seated position. And then coming down onto your back, bending the knees so your feet are on the mat. And crossing the left leg over the right, figure 4. And then inhaling, lifting the hips up for our bridge pose. Breathing into your belly, pushing down with the palms of your hands into your mat. And lowering your hips down to the mat, hugging your left knee into your chest, extending your right leg long. And inhaling, straightening that left leg, and slowly begin lowering it down to the right side, extending the left arm to the opposite side, looking to the opposite side. Listening to your body, knowing how deep to twist today. Breathing deeply. Slowly bring that leg back to center. And bending both feet. Both feet are on the mat. And crossing your right foot over your left leg, figure 4. And inhaling the hips up to bridge. Palms face down on the mat. And lowering the hips back down, bending the right leg into your chest, extending the left leg long, extending the right leg, slowly crossing the right leg over to the left side, looking to the right side with your arms at a T. And slowly begin coming out of the twist, rising that right foot back to center, hugging both knees into your chest, and then grabbing onto the outside of your feet, bending your legs, maybe rocking side to side in your happy baby. And releasing the feet, hugging the knees into the chest, rocking forward and backward a couple times to get back to your seated position, stepping back to plank, and going through your vinyasa. And meeting back in our downward dog. And we'll meet in a seated position again. Feet in front, inhaling the arms up, and exhale, folding forward, reaching the chin to the toes. And exhale, releasing the head down. Keeping both legs engaged and breathing deeply. Inhaling the torso up and coming to lie on your back. And pushing both feet into the mat, lifting up the hips. Breathing into your belly. Palms face down on the mat. And slowly lowering the hips down, bringing your knees into your chest. And lowering both knees down to the right side, extending the left arm out, looking to the opposite side. And bringing both knees back to center. And lowering them down to the left side, looking to the right. And bringing both knees to center. Inhaling the feet up. Maybe staying here, maybe lifting up your hips for supported shoulder stand. Grabbing onto your hips. And maybe lowering your feet down behind your head for plow pose. Or just staying wherever you are, trying to keep your back straight. And slowly beginning to lower your hips down to the mat. And even slower lowering your legs, opening the mat width distance, and pointing the toes outwards, extending the arms out to the side, palm face up, letting your body receive the work it just did. Finding stillness in your body and mind for the next few minutes. Inhaling deeply and exhaling, wiggling your toes and fingers, bending your arms and legs, and rolling onto your favorite side. When you're ready, pushing up to a seated position, keeping your eyes closed, straightening your spine, placing hands at heart center, expressing gratitude for your practice, your mind and your body, remembering the intention that you set, and bowing your head, leaving your ego below your heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you feel loosened up from this twist practice.